Look at the Lobos getting warmed up. Their statistics for the first half: 68 yards on the ground, 133 yards through the air, which we expected a lot of passing, 201 yards total offense, 8 first downs. The Lobos look good when they're passing the ball.
Yeah, and Jay Gallagher was 5 for 12 in the passing department and no interceptions and no touchdowns. But of course, the big play in their scoring drive was a long 68-yard pass completion, which put them inside the Rangeview 10.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. I think we have that run that you were talking about. It was a very good kickoff from the Lobos. It carried high, it carried deep. Well, no, that's Orndorff's run from scrimmage.
Right, this is the one that set up the first scoring drive for the Raiders. It was a 60-yard run by Jeff Orndorff, and there you'll see for Rocky Mountain, number 85, Tim Cromley ran him down and saved the touchdown.
Oh, yeah. Boy, he got in gear. Ran him down really well.
Yeah, and if you'll remember, Cromley will figure prominently in another highlight that we'll show you involving Jeff Orndorff on a kickoff return.
All right. Well, you know, the one thing about it is that the offense has got cranked up with about 6 minutes remaining in the half. And boy, did they really get it going. Let's take a look at the Rangeview Raiders and the first touchdown that they scored. And we'll get a look at it here real quick, I think. Yeah, there it is.
Quarterback sneak by Frank Hodge. Just he goes off the right side and follows the blocking of guard Chris Slogenhoop and center Ricardo Martinez for the touchdown.
It's a couple of happy Raiders right there. Yeah, they're still leading. The Lobos have been able to control Ernest Williams. They haven't, when he's gotten the ball, they have, as if a light goes off, and they converge on him pretty quick.
Yeah, the Lobos are not a big team. They were worried a little bit about the size of Rangeview on defense. But their speed on defense has played a key role here. And there you'll see we'll have a Rocky Mountain's first touchdown will come up.
Yeah. Now we'll see what they look like, because they came right back and answered real well, undaunted by the Rangeview score. There he is.
That's Larry Laverne, the
went airborne
fullback. Yes, he dives over and into the end zone. The play that we did not see, of course, was the play that set up the touchdown, a 68-yard completion from Jay Gallagher to Pat Litzu, the wide receiver on the outside. It was a play where Gallagher dropped back into the pocket and had all day to scan the defense and find a receiver. The ball that he threw at him was hung up in the air, and it was a wobbly pass, but the cornerback on that side, Terry Stacks, misjudged his jump when he went to bat the ball down and or intercept it, and Litzu was simply behind him and let the ball flop right into his hands, and he had open running. But to his credit, Terry Stacks recovered very quickly and made the tackle.
All right, let's take a look at the last touchdown that scored by the Raiders. And
quick drop by Frank Hodge, and there you'll see tight end Scott Lowe wide open down the middle. What we didn't see was the play, obviously, that set up that scoring pass from Hodge to Lowe, and that was the 83-yard kickoff return by Jeff Orndorff, and we had 2 touchdowns at him in the final 31 seconds of the second half, and all 3 scores of the first half were in the final 4 minutes and 42 seconds of the
as if they woke up.
Yes, indeed.
Said, here, we're here to play today. So, looking at the second half, John, what do the Lobos have to do to either catch the Raiders or beat them? Because they have been undaunted by any reputation that they might have heard the Raiders may have had.
Well, certainly just continue to play the way they did in the first half. They had an excellent first half. They had 3 scoring chances, really, to 2 for Rangeview. They came up short by missing 2 field goals. So, in essence, it should be a tie ball game at this point.
How about the Raiders? Where do they have to go from here? It's not so much keep doing the same things, because they've had a couple of big plays. They've got to sustain a drive and score with it.
Yeah, and they'll also have to do a little bit better job on defense against the Lobos. They haven't seen a team this year, Adam, that I can recall that poses the passing and running threat that the Lobos do against them. This is a very balanced, well thought out, well executed offensive philosophy here by Pat O'Donnell and his staff. The Lobos are just a fine ball club.
Well, tell you what, 24 minutes and somebody advances and someone else stays home. You have some halftime scores from some other games being played in today's high school playoff action.
Yes, on the Class 4A circuit around the Denver metropolitan region. At Stutler Bowl, no surprise here whatsoever. At halftime, the Cherry Creek Bruins are brutalizing the Denver West Cowboys 42-6. In Lakewood, we have Pomona going up against Fort Collins, and that is a 66. No, excuse me on that. We have Golden and Whitefield at halftime are tied at 6, and in Lakewood, the Pomona Panthers, champions of the Jefferson County League, undefeated and ranked number 2 by the Chesapeake, lead Fort Collins 14-12 at the break.
Golden Montbello, I think it is.
Yeah.
At 6. Okay, well, the Class 4A playoffs are rolling along this afternoon at Aurora Public Schools Stadium. We begin the third quarter on a beautiful Rocky Mountain fall sunny Saturday afternoon. The Lobos will kick off to the Raiders. Deep for the Raiders, Jeff Orndorff. We know what happened the last time he got his hands on the ball. And they'll kick it to him, but no, they're not. They're going to kick it to the left side to number 12. I think it's Terry Stacks. Stacks will go around the right side. He threatens to break one. They're not going to let him go. And the Raiders will go on offense for the first time to begin the second half at their own 22-yard line.
Well, Adam, we have a stark contrast in the weather from last night here at APSS when Hinckley took on Overland in a first-round Class 4A game. The Blazers, as you probably know by now, defeated the T-Birds in the first ever All-Aurora matchup in the playoffs, 29-0. It was cold and windy here last night.
Yeah, we'll talk a little more about that one. On first down and 10, the Raiders go on offense. The handoff to Jeff Orndorff, number 22. He'll get out to about the 23, 24-yard line. In that game last night, in fact, Hinckley just had a bad Friday. At 4 o'clock in Colorado Springs, their volleyball team lost to Overland 8-15, 15-10, and 15-9.
Yeah, but Adam, you must remember here, this is the T-Birds' first venture to the state playoffs. It's their first winning season. They're going up against a quality team, and they won the first game. So, hey, good job by the T-Birds.
They're not going to be too happy with Overland for a while. On second down and 9, the handoff to number 40.
Jake Trotter.
Jake Trotter, number 40 for the Raiders.
And he's in there for Ernest Williams.
I wonder if that ankle is still hampering Williams. And they've decided not to use him unless they really need him.
Well, as you remember last week against the Hinckley Thunderbirds, Williams only played during the first half and finished with 115 yards before he retired. Good blocking on the left side by tackle Eric Molfino. And the tackle Jeff Orndorff came through and kicked out the linebacker on that.
All right. On third down.
First down by Jeff Orndorff.
Jeff Orndorff. They still tend to run Orndorff up the middle. And they will run Williams wide when he's in there, but Trotter's going to be running wide for this third period. 10 minutes, 34 seconds remaining in the third period of play from Aurora Public Schools Stadium. The Rangeview Raiders lead it by a score of 15-6 over the Rocky Mountain High Lobos. Hodge with Waylon Richards wide left, and Jason Lima wide right, number 81. The handoff will go to Jake Trotter. Trotter will get down into Lobo territory. They'll finally chase him out of bounds at the Lobo 40-yard line. Good run by Jake Trotter.
And a good option read by the quarterback, Frank Hodge. Again, Adam, we must point out that when Ernest Williams is not in the ball game, the Rangeview offense does not, I repeat, does not go into the tank. This is a team that is very, very good up and down the line. Ernest Williams gives him that breakaway capacity, but as you saw in the first half, he was hampered. He wasn't running hard, and yet they are still playing and functioning well on offense.
For sure. The handoff to Jeff Orndorff. He'll pick up 1 yard. They'll stop him at the 40-yard line of the Lobos.
And making the tackle for Rocky Mountain is a guy whose name, well, we've called this guy's name a lot here so far in this ballgame. That's number 78, Troy Welker, one of the interior tackles in that four-man front. Scott Johnson is the man who was reputed to be the standout